welcome to this epic disaster. Merry Christmas to you. A little early Christmas.
It's not Christmas yet.
You know what? Where is the day that you start wishing people Merry Christmas? Can you only do that on Christmas Day?
I wish people a Merry Christmas in July.
Do you ever say Happy Holidays? What is the difference in Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays? And can you do both? I maintain that you can say both anytime you want, really.
I do say both. I'm like, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Sure.
They're
two different things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas is for people who celebrate Christmas.
Right.
Happy Holidays for people who celebrate
Other
holidays, including Christmas.
Right.
You can incorporate that if you want.
Absolutely.
Happy holidays, everyone. How are you?
I always say, have a good holiday.
When is Hanukkah this year? Did I pronounce it right?
No, I think you got that wrong.
I think I wish I could do it right. I know there's because I did exaggerate.
Yes.
But when people talk, they'll just go Hanukkah, and I can't do it without exaggerating.
You can't do it. You cannot do it.
I think you need that training from the time when you're really small.
You know what we don't get to do this year?
I think we still could.
We don't get to have Mike over.
I still think we could.
To talk about Hanukkah.
He said something about that, but I just think let's get a mask.
Okay.
And let's have him over.
I'm okay with that.
It's up to him. He may say no.
He might not want to.
Yeah. But I'm fine with it. I mean, I don't think we're all contaminated.
Can you do me a favor?
What?
Can you clean your studio first?
That's the reason why I don't want him over. But I am doing that. I'm in the process because I'm trying to. I've got to start doing more work up here. Hey, our laptop blew up this week. Did you know that?
This is the second time.
So what happens is, I bought this laptop, and I bought it just for the show.
Yep.
Just for us to make episodes on the show. And so what happens is, I don't know, was it a year after I bought it?
Yeah.
I feel like it was less than that. Anyway, I noticed that it was coming apart. The laptop was like opening up.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on? And I couldn't push the little trackpad on it. Mm-hmm. And so I realized what's happening is the battery in it was expanding.
Yes.
And it was expanding so much that it was actually splitting the laptop apart.
Right.
And so I was like, holy crap, this is not good. So I took it to local place, not the place I bought it from. I took it to a local Mac repair place. Mm-hmm. And I think they just replaced the battery in it. And then it was fine. And I was like, oh, cool. So the same thing was happening last time when we did the show. At the end of the show, I tried to click the trackpad, and I couldn't hardly click it. And I was like, what? And I didn't think a whole lot about it. And then the day I was going to upload the podcast, it wouldn't click at all. And I was like, oh no, what's happening? And so I had to get a mouse to try to do all the work and all that stuff. And then after that, after I uploaded it, I took the laptop apart, and I noticed that the battery had been expanding.
Yeah, again. So clearly there's something in this machine that is causing the battery to either overheat or
I don't
do
know,
something
but
weird.
I did order a new battery, and so it was really easy to install. I put it in, and it's working now. So
boom,
we're now recording until the next battery expansion happens.
The next battery expansion.
I like to feel like that maybe our content is so steamy, so that it's melting the battery. That's what I tell myself. Our content, and the battery just needs to be cooled down, maybe with a nice cold beer or something like that.
So that's what I can tell myself when my vibrator batteries die?
I don't even want to hear that.
Okay.
All right, so we have a new beer. Live beer review. In case you don't know, we drink a new beer, a beer we've never had on the show. We drink it, and then at the end of the show, we tell you what we think of the beer. I chose this beer today because it kind of goes along with a topic I'm going to discuss.
Okay, so today, the beer that we are drinking is called gay beer.
What?
It's gay beer.
You mean it's not straight?
Correct.
Can you drink it straight?
I assume so. It is gay beer, born in Brooklyn. It's a golden lager.
I think everyone in Brooklyn's gay. Is that true?
No.
I heard that. I read it on the internet.
It's a lie. So I want to read all the things on this can because it's kind of cool.
Okay.
Gay beer was created to start a conversation and make a connection.
Really? Uh-oh.
Intended to pioneer change and inclusivity in the beer market, gay beer is custom brewed to be a damn good craft beer while reflecting the richness and integrity of the LGBTQ plus community.
So it's really gay.
It's gay
it's gay.
Beer.
It's a freaking gay beer.
Yes, it's gay beer.
I wonder if people drink it and go, this beer tastes gay.
What does gay taste like?
I don't know, but I wonder if they do. And then they're like, oh, well, because it's gay beer.
Because it's gay beer.
That's why.
Right? Yeah. So there's also, it's 5% alcohol. It's 5% alcohol.
I feel like most gay people have a little more alcohol than that. Content. At least the gay people I know.
So
usually a little more gay content. Alcohol content. 100% gay content.
Mostly, yeah. So drinkgaybeer.com. Visit that site, drinkgaybeer.com.
Okay.
It's brewed for loyal brands by Butternuts Beer and Ale out of Garrettsville, New York. Mm-hmm. So
Butternuts.
Cool. Butternuts. I used to call my cat Butternut.
We were in Kroger this afternoon, and my wife's making cookies. And really loud, she said, I need to get behind the bananas so I can find the nuts. And she said that really loud in Kroger. And I was like,
go behind the bananas to find the nuts.
That's where you go.
That's where they normally are.
Butternuts. All right. So speaking of butternuts, it's if you got a head there. Hey, wait a minute. Gay beer with a head. All right.
Oh my God.
So, well, I'm just saying. Look, it's definitely more.
It's got a big head.
It's more heady than normal.
It's a very large head.
But it's golden. It's a nice golden color.
That's because it's a golden lager.
Boom! What is happening? I hit the garbage.
3 points.
I mean, that was right in there.
And then you knocked Jesus over.
Jesus can't hold his liquor. He's always tippling over.
Just so y'all know, we had a cocktail prior to coming up here.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was really good. It was called a Boulevardier. Boulevardier. Boulevardier.
It had a whiskey in it. Do you remember what it was?
She used Buffalo Trace whiskey.
A good whiskey too.
It's really yummy.
Yeah.
And Campari. And
we're talking about other alcohol while we have a beer we haven't tasted.
Sorry.
I gotta taste this first.
Really
all right,
good.
It's a little cloudy. See that?
I see the
A
cloud.
little cloudy.
It's cloudy with a chance of yumminess.
Smells kind of citrusy.
You think everything smells like citrus?
I describe it as it comes to me.
Okay.
I just say what it is. I don't know. It smells a little gay. No, it doesn't.
Beer just came out of my nose.
Oh.
Don't make me laugh when I'm drinking. I mean, as I'm actually taking it.
Okay.
Does it taste gay?
No, I don't even know what gay tastes like. I've never tasted gay. That's one thing.
I don't think gay has a flavor.
Well, it does, I guess.
Salty?
Hey, that's not even right. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll drink and then we'll tell you what we think about it afterwards.
That's what we do.
So I chose this beer for a weird reason. I had no idea what beer I was going to choose, but I saw a movie last night that I want to talk about, and I was discussing the movie with my wife when we went to the liquor store to try to find a beer.
Uh-huh.
And I saw this beer and I was like, okay, I'm getting it because it's like
Perfect.
Basically the same thing I was talking about.
Okay.
So I saw a movie and I want to encourage people to watch this movie. I feel like here in December I could say I think it might be the best movie I've seen all year.
That's amazing.
And now I will say, because I'm not into adventure movies, I'm not into big sci-fi, I'm not into superheroes and all that.
You like quirky little movies.
Yeah, I like character-driven movies. I like good stories.
Yep.
And so if you're into like a lot of Flash, you may not like this. This is a human character kind of story.
Okay.
So having said that, within that realm, it's still really, really good.
Okay.
But it's called Uncle Frank.
Now, this movie was recommended to me by a good friend of mine, and he said it had him completely in his feels.
It totally is.
Yeah.
I want to talk about it, but I can't talk about it without.
You can't give spoilers.
There's too many spoilers to talk about. There's certain things.
Where can somebody watch it?
So it's available on Amazon Prime. If you get Amazon Prime, you can watch it.
Okay.
If you don't have Amazon Prime, I think you have to rent it or whatever.
Sure.
$3.99.
Right.
Like that. Definitely worth it. It's worth it, especially if you like good human-based stories.
Okay.
So
what's the premise?
I think I could tell the premise. I would try to remember. I'll tell, I guess, what, like, if you go and you read the description, what is on there. Actually, maybe you should read the description. That way I won't get in trouble.
I will.
But I will say that, for me, it's one of those movies that hit, topic-wise, hit the things that that are very emotional to me, that really evoked an emotional response.
Really? Did you cry?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably would.
I've discovered as I get older, I get weepy at things I never got like that. And I've heard that happens, and it seems to happen. I find myself in stupid Hallmark movies. I'll be tearing up. I'm like, what's going on?
I tear up all the time.
It's crazy.
Don't worry about it. So Uncle Frank is a 2020 American comedy drama. It's a comedy drama film written, directed, and co-produced by Alan Ball.
Okay.
The film stars Paul Bettany and Sophia Lillis, something like that. Set in the 1970s. Uncle Frank is a road movie, so road trip, about a gay man who confronts his past.
Yeah.
So, okay, so gay guy on a road trip confronting his past with a younger woman.
Yeah. So let me try to get a little deeper than that without spoiling it.
Okay.
I didn't know if I should mention the gay thing, although it's the main part of the movie.
Right.
And
Uncle Frank is gay.
That's why we chose the gay beer. And I think it happens from the very beginning. So he's visiting his family, and you start immediately realizing he doesn't fit in there.
Okay.
He's an outsider in his family. So he lives in New York. He's a professor.
Okay.
But his family lives in South Carolina. That's where he grew up.
Okay.
So he grew up in the South. He has a niece, and his niece really is attracted to him, not physically or sexually. Just I guess sort of. He represents
a freedom.
Yeah, freedom, romance, and again, not in a sexual way.
Right,
just exotic. You know, getting out of the South. Maybe.
Right.
He's in New
Adventure.
York.
Yeah.
And he kind of teaches her and encourages her along the way of escaping from small town mentality and small town attitudes and there's nothing wrong with small town, but she wants to expand her horizons, and he encourages her, and he's that guy who kind of says, don't let them bring you down.
Right.
So she really looks up to him, and then she at some point, as she gets a little bit older, she goes away to college in New York where he's teaching, and kind of encounters him in a way that she didn't when she was growing up, and realizes that he is gay.
Okay.
And so she had no idea, and so she has to kind of confront her ideas of what gay is, and she has a lot of questions. And then you find out a lot of things about him, about how he grew up and how he ended up as he is. And there's some really, really, really emotional stuff, as you might be able to imagine. And
so grab the Kleenex is what you're saying.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
And if you don't have Kleenex, just get an extra roll of toilet paper.
Yeah. And it's funny. I don't think, I'm trying to think, this is not even a question I even should ask you, but I was just saying, when you were growing up, did you know anyone in your family who was gay?
Not in my family. I think my parents had some friends.
Okay.
But I don't think anybody in my family. Now, see, that's another thing, is that we didn't grow up close to extended family. Like, we had to go visit them.
Yeah.
And I wasn't close with them. But my family, even when I was little, they've always been extremely open, and, like, I knew what gay was. As soon as I knew what sex was.
Yeah.
Like it was never a question, like, we should shield Cheri from these things. Growing up in California, I don't know that had anything to do with it. I think it was just my parents' mentality.
Yeah.
Is that they're accepting of everybody.
Yeah.
And I wasn't shielded from any of it.
Yeah.
So.
Because I was trying to think, so like, my wife, I think, had a couple people in her family that she said she knew they were gay. I did not have that.
But see, you guys grew up in the South. Like, you guys grew up
I grew up
rural.
East Tennessee.
Yeah.
But no one, and like growing up anyway, no one that I knew personally was gay. Now, I was a theater major, so I met people who were gay, but I went to a Baptist college.
Right.
And there weren't as many, at least outwardly, gay people.
They had to hide it.
Yeah, but I did know a few. And but still, just in my head, I was like, he's gay, So I still had that attitude until even I got out of college. And I just wonder if I had known someone when I was much younger who was gay, if I would have seen it more in a, I would say normal, but just where I could just like ask questions and find out and discover, instead of, when you don't know, when you're ignorant about something, rumors and all that. Because and I was telling my wife, it's like I can remember when I was in high school, I knew where the gay clubs were in downtown Knoxville.
Yeah.
And so on a Friday, Saturday night, you're out just driving around and like, hey, let's go check out the gay guys, and you drive around the club and watch the gay. And sometimes. But
you didn't go in and visit?
Oh no, are you serious?
Yeah.
No, no. But every once in a while, you would see some guy in drag, and that would, like when you're a high school kid in East Tennessee, at that time, that was crazy.
That was a big deal.
And
yeah.
it's like, look at that guy's wearing a dress. Oh my God, Now it's nothing.
Right.
And even socially, it's nothing. At the time, all of that stuff was new, but
you were very sheltered.
But I just wonder what if it was a novel thing? I kind of envy kids now who grow up where it's just a normal thing. It's just nothing.
Yeah.
It's just not a big deal. And that's not everywhere. I mean, some places in Kansas or Nebraska, it probably is.
Maybe.
But I mean, and I'm kind of an urban person, so I spend a lot more time in bigger cities. But, okay, so we went to a festival a couple years ago, and we're just out walking around, and these two dudes, huge, big, gigantic dudes, walking, holding hands. Now, you could see that in Atlanta. If I had grown up like that, that would have been so bizarre.
So if you saw something like that in, Jefferson County or wherever it was.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
People would be like, let's go kick their ass. Well,
Stupid people would
I'm
do
sorry,
that,
but no one could have kicked those two guys' ass.
No one.
No, they were huge.
Maybe Andre.
But I don't know. I had my, and I've said this on the podcast before, my moment of acceptance for gay people. It was like a lightning flash.
Really?
Yeah. I was walking behind a guy that I suspected, and he was gay. Let's say he was gay.
Okay.
But I just remember, and I'm going to use a word I shouldn't use, but I'm going to use it. I just remember in my head when I was walking behind that guy. No, I'm going to, because it means something.
Okay.
I just remember in my head going, that guy's a fag. And I remember saying that in my head, and immediately it was, I don't know if you want to say it was God, but it was as if something just crushed me and said, how dare you?
Yeah.
That guy is you.
Yeah.
Now, I had been called that often in, jocks or whatever.
Right.
But I just remember that moment. There was everything that I had against homosexuality or gay people melted at that point. And I realized, because it was just like, he's you. He's a guy. He's a human being. And what does it matter if he's gay, if he likes same sex, whoever? It's none of your business anyway.
Right.
But I just remember, and I experienced at that moment, and it just
did it
internal,
knock you back or?
Totally.
Yeah.
And I was never the same. And that was the moment. That was the exact moment of acceptance for me. I've never ever had gone back the other way, but it was just it. And I mean, in some ways, it was kind of a spiritual thing, because it literally felt like someone was inside of me just punching me back and saying, how dare you feel that way about another human being?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just felt compassion for the first time, and I didn't expect it. And so it changed, that one thing changed my life. But I just wonder, would I have been able to have that moment at 10 years old if I had known someone?
Right.
And so this movie, it actually shows someone who realizes, someone who important to her is gay, and she could sit down and ask questions and like, how did you know? What did you feel? When did you first,
But again, by the time she finds out, she's in college already. So she wasn't 10. That
was kind of the South back then.
Yeah.
One of my biggest problems with the movie, and I don't know this, but I was asking my wife, I was like, dude, because now, like, the guys in the movie had a relationship like you would expect gay guys now having a relationship. They were just like married couple.
Yeah.
And I feel like back then it was a lot more secretive, and they couldn't be as open. They couldn't be as comfortable. They couldn't be. And I just want. And even though it took place in New York, which I think was much more progressive,
Yes.
in some ways, I just feel like they would be much more reserved. They wouldn't be as comfortable discussing it or talking about it. There would be a lot more. The language would be more.
What's the time frame? When
73.
So this is in 1973
Yeah.
when the niece goes to college.
Mm-hmm.
So he grew up in the 60s being a gay boy.
Yeah.
And then managed to get out of South Carolina.
60s in South Carolina.
Yeah. Ooh.
See, I knew, like, there was a couple who lived down the street from us,
Mm-hmm.
two dudes. I could tell you their name right now, but I'm not going to. But
Yeah.
these two dudes, and they were older, middle-aged. They lived together, and we didn't know. We just thought they were just friends,
Yeah.
roommates.
Roommates.
And then as we got older, the rumors started happening. Oh, they're gay.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? No, they don't do that. But it's like, what?
What's the difference? See, and here's another thing. Not only did I grow up on the opposite coast as you, I also grew up 10 years later than you, and I grew up with much more accepting parents than you did. So we had completely different growing up, like completely different. And in my household, it was not okay to ever, call somebody a name based on their sexuality or their race or anything like that. We didn't do it. Okay. And if we did, we got, corrected as children. And me being, I guess, I mean, being bisexual is what I called it back then.
Right.
And I knew that. Like, from the day I became a sexual being,
Right.
I knew
Right.
that I wasn't just interested in men. I was interested
You wanted it all.
everything, anything and everything.
Yeah.
And back then I called it bisexual because I wanted both men and women. But now, I'm basically just pansexual because I like anybody, right?
Cooking sex.
Not pans, not like your nonstick pan,
sorry.
Teflon. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I didn't know the word for it back then, but I've always been accepting of everybody for that reason because I am that person. And it never dawned on me to hate on somebody because of their sexuality.
I wouldn't call it what I experienced hate, but it was certainly not looking at them as full human beings. I looked at them as something was wrong with these people.
You looked at a gay man as though the defining part of him was his gayness.
But you have to realize, and this is, I think, part of the problem with a lot of people don't realize is when you're raised religious, you honestly think what you're doing is right, so you don't question it. It isn't. You never come to a point. You rarely come to a point where you just say, "I wonder how that other person feels." You don't, because you believe God thinks it's wrong. You believe God thinks it's evil. So you don't question it. You just immediately say it's evil.
You just condemn it.
And I think I would have always been that way if it wasn't for that inner thing. And that's why I say it's kind of a spiritual thing. It felt like God saying, so it woke me up. It wasn't something I don't think that I came to.
So God said, "Rick, who the fuck do you think you are?"
Well, it was more just suddenly realizing that person, and really like that person was me.
Yeah, exactly.
And just knowing that I had been called that because I wasn't an athlete, and so if in my school you were either a football player or gay.
Right.
You didn't. There was no other place. So, and I knew I wasn't gay, but going through college, I knew people who were gay. And they weren't out and they didn't talk about. But see, that was the thing about this movie that really, really hit me. It was one that it really. There's a couple things in the movie that just were just very emotional to me. And two main things, and I don't think these are spoilers at all. One, I have this thing about people who are forced to live under someone else's beliefs.
Yeah.
And they're trapped in that.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a struggle, especially if it's someone that you love. And but also living with forced guilt, I guess, if you want to say.
Yeah.
and having to somehow live your life with that, and then coming to that point where you transcend that is an amazing thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And I just to watch that, and you see this person. I know it's a movie, but to see this person who's just a beautiful human being. I have friends who are gay who have been in relationships. I've been through 4 marriages.
Yeah.
They've been in relationships longer than me.
Yeah.
And still are madly in love.
Yes.
They've done it so much better than I have. But just the way we have treated human beings in general, because we don't like
mold.
the way they are.
They don't fit
whether
your mold.
It's races, over the year, races, sexes, sexualities, whatever. When you stop and you think about that, there's just it's so incredibly sad. It's just
very sad.
It hurts.
It's a position. People put other people down to feel powerful. That is the basis of putting other people down. Because if I can say that you're doing something wrong and that I'm being righteous, then I feel powerful, and that's not okay. And people have done that for thousands of years, and a lot of that comes from religion. And I'm not putting down all religions. Please don't think that. If you're religious, then that's your thing. But there's a power. It's all about power. Yeah. It's like if I want to be, seen as powerful, then I have to put these other people down. And even on the schoolyard, that's how it is. If I can punch you and you fall over, then I'm going to be, applauded by these other kids, and then I'll have power, and then everybody will be frightened of me, and then I don't have to be scared.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And
I see it as a little more, though. Like I said, I just feel like a lot of people don't understand. I just feel like that so much of bigotry against homosexuality is because people think they're doing what is right. And I think that's what has to change, is people have to, and not everybody wants to go back and examine things like that. But
they should.
They should. And I think it has to be done correctly. But anyway, this particular movie, and I don't want to, we can stop talking about it, but just because, someone who was raised in the South, there was just a lot of stuff. I don't know, there was something about it that just rang true. And these people who were just such beautiful people, to realize how they have had to feel shame their entire life. It's awful.
So now that 3 very important people have recommended this movie to me, I intend to watch it.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I'm trying to decide if I want to watch it again, even as much as I loved it. Sometimes I just want to watch it over and over and over. This movie, there was something about it that it was just like, I need to just let this be as it is.
Experience what you felt the first time.
Yeah, there's something about it. But anyway, I encourage everybody to watch it if you get the opportunity. It's on Amazon Prime. And I think it's as far as a movie, it's my favorite movie of the year. My favorite documentary so far still is The Painter and the Thief. If you haven't seen that, I think that's on Netflix.
I think
you might be able to get it on Amazon now.
So far, my favorite documentary of the year is the Secrets of the Cicada Tomb.
Yeah,
that is really good. Now, as Rick found out, if you put the movie on and you just want to do it while you're doing other things, it's not going to happen, because most of it is subtitled.
You got to watch the subtitles.
You have to read.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's what's funny is I find myself. This is going to sound funny. If you have watched the movie, you'll understand this. If you haven't, you will once you watch it. But I find myself just walking around going, "Whatee?"
Interesting. I don't know what that means.
Whatee?
Okay. Well, speaking of reading, let's read some Would You Rather.
All right, move your coffee.
Would you rather? Would you rather play? Would you rather? That's our little.
Is that your song?
I'm just making it.
Do it again. It was cute.
I can't do it twice.
Oh, all right, fine.
All right, would you rather? You dropping?
I got a yellow.
The yellow one.
Yellow is random.
Oh, yellow. All right, let's see if I can read this without glasses. Would you rather be skateboarding down a very steep hill and lose control?
Done it.
Or be bicycling down the same hill and lose control?
Done it.
So you're going to be losing control, either on a skateboard or a bike.
Now, I've also done it on rollerblades. So
that
I'll tell you right now, the scariest one and the one that hurt the most was the rollerblades.
Rollerblades, I think we've talked about that. I love rollerblades. I would have done rollerblades, but I could not stop rollerblades. And I'm a big dude.
Yeah.
When you have a big dude speeding down, it hurts when you fall.
Well, the problem, see, the skateboard, you can jump off.
Yeah.
You can tuck and roll, right?
And sort of a bike, too.
It's kind of a bike. You can lay it down. You're going to get hurt, but you can lay it down. Rollerblades, you can't untie them and take them off.
No.
They're
your feet.
They are your feet.
Yeah,
You're
but I love
hurt.
rollerblading. I wish I need to take lessons. I need to take rollerblading. So you're choosing what, the biking?
I'm going to go with the skateboard because that was the easiest one to
just jump off.
Yeah, you just fall over.
I had a skateboard back before skateboarding was really, really big when I was in high school. And I had a great skateboard, and my skateboard I named.
You named your skateboard?
I named my skateboard.
What
and
was
my
it?
Skateboard, for those of you who are looking for this little bit of trivia, I named my skateboard Mandy. And I named my skateboard after the Barry Manilow song, Mandy.
Mandy.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
I actually wrote it on the bottom of my skateboard.
There's a lot of insight.
My friend Evan Carolyn, Evan, if you're out there, how are you?
You just gave somebody's full name.
That's all right. Look up Evan. Evan was from California, and he came here and taught me all the ways of skateboarding.
Oh.
And he also did some surfing.
Not in Tennessee, he didn't.
No. He had a very cool family. All right, so I dropped a color. Mine's purple.
All right. It's too bad because after I read the purple one, I'm going to tell you what the yellow one is because I kind of already know your answer to the yellow one. But okay. Purple is food and ingestion. Mm-hmm. Would you rather suck fresh milk directly from the udder of a cow?
Done it. Wait a minute. What?
What?
No, I haven't.
Or drink store-bought milk 2 days after it's gone bad.
I'll do that.
You drink the bad milk before you drink the booby milk?
I have two things that I can't stand.
What's that?
When they go bad. Two things.
Okay.
Milk and potatoes. Spoiled milk, spoiled potatoes. Either one of those. If you ever eaten a piece of rotten potato, it won't come out of your mouth.
It's disgusting.
It stays in your mouth for an
forever.
hour.
Yeah.
It won't quit.
You go brush your teeth.
Yeah.
It's still
And
there.
the same thing with milk. I can't stand spoiled milk. But if you drink milk 2 days after it expires, it isn't always expired. So
it didn't
I would
say
take
expire.
a chance.
It says gone bad. So the milk is bad.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather suck it out of a cow?
Do I have to put my mouth on the titty?
It says suck.
Like,
you have to suck.
so I have to actually put that's like illegal. That's like
It's animal abuse.
it's also no. I mean, I grew up with cows. My dad used to milk a cow every day. I had to milk a cow.
Yeah.
Do you know how to milk a cow?
I don't, but I know how to make butter.
Okay, not quite the same thing.
There's a lot of this going on when you make butter.
That's the wrong movement right there. That comes from too many porn films you've watched. Way too many porn films.
No, you put fresh milk from a cow into a jar, and then you shake the fuck out of it.
You got it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's how you make butter.
If that's what you were doing. I'm not sure that's what you were doing.
I wasn't going like this.
That you were. You were kind of like you have a shake weight going on there. But yeah, my dad used to milk before he'd go to work every day. He'd milk the cow, and then sometimes I had to milk the cow.
But then he also used to buy store-bought milk.
Occasionally, but that was before he had a cow.
Oh, okay.
Or after the cow stopped giving milk. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have a reason to. You don't. First of all, if you're a calf, you would suck the udder.
Yes.
Which I want that T-shirt.
Suck the udder.
Suck the udder. That should be the new This Epic Disaster slogan.
Suck the udder.
Suck the udder. You could just squeeze it in your mouth.
Yeah, you could just go, and you could like squeeze it in somebody's eye.
Yeah.
And you can squeeze it, make it go all over the place.
You can squeeze it in their eye. Yes.
But okay.
But yeah, we also had a goat. My brother had to milk the goat. I did too. I hated it. And I can't stand
like
goat
goat's milk.
Me either. It's like the worst thing.
It's
ever.
You know what's funny is it's too tart.
But what did you? Oh, going bad.
Either fresh milk from the udder, or drink store-bought milk 2 days after it's actually gone bad.
I I don't know. I don't like milk after it's gone bad. I might suck the teat. I don't know.
Suck it.
I would squirt it in my mouth easily.
Okay.
But I can't believe I'm actually pondering sucking a cow teat.
Have you ever tasted?
What kind of show are we doing?
Have you ever tasted human breast milk?
No. And I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to.
I have. I had a friend.
Don't go into details.
I'm not going to give her name, but she had just had a baby, and we were in a hotel. She had come. Bored. She had to come. Apparently. No, she had to come to town from where she lived for a work thing, and so she was pumping. And I was like, "What's that taste like?" She's like, "You want to find out?" So I literally sucked the breast milk directly from her boob.
She let you suck her boob?
We had sex.
At the time?
Not then.
I know you didn't make the baby.
Prior to that, we had sex.
All right, never mind. I've had sex with many people, and I would not suck their breast milk.
Really? You wouldn't?
No.
Not even out of curiosity?
No.
Really?
I wouldn't. My mother tried to get me to do it, and I said no. That was a long time ago.
That was your first word.
That's not for me.
The first word out of your mouth was no.
She did, however, squeeze it into my mouth like the cow. That was awesome, though. And we did that as a circus act for many years. Made a lot of cash.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go ahead and ask you this question, even though I know the answer, and I'm going to tell you what I think your answer would be.
Okay.
Would you rather have socially reclusive kids or kids who are angry bullies?
Oh, easily socially
reclusive. Yeah. That's
bullies?
not even a question.
Who wants bullies?
That's not even a question.
I wanted to tell you, and our faithful listeners who have been so concerned, who have been so concerned out there. Yeah. So I went to my doctor and did a blood test.
Yeah.
You remember a few episodes ago when I got the results of a test you gave me
the
to
low
take,
T thing,
and I have low T.
Right.
Low T.
Low.
Really, and it was like really low.
No, it wasn't really low.
I went to my doctor, and she was like, "Oh, we'll test you." So I took a test, and it tested my thyroid, my testosterone, and something else.
Okay.
Can't remember. Blood, maybe. Just
something.
Regular blood test. I don't know. I don't have low T, according to that test.
Really?
That's what she said.
So the at-home test said that you had fairly low T.
Free testosterone, whatever that is, was apparently low. So I have very expensive, apparently, testosterone.
Your testosterone costs money.
But when I told her I had low, she was like, "Oh, we don't judge by that." So I don't know. But anyway.
But then why would the test even put that?
I don't know.
Why would it even do that?
I don't know. But anyway, so my testosterone was fine.
Good.
My thyroid stuff was fine. And everything was fine. All of my tests. I had according to them, very slight liver numbers, whatever that means. But she said when you looked at everything that they considered it normal, it wasn't a problem. So
nice.
I'm healthy, apparently.
Good for you.
But I still feel like I have low T.
Go healthy. Go healthy. Now I just have to go get those same tests done.
But I did make a decision. This is a weird decision for me. I'm only going to do it for a year, I think.
What is it?
I've decided I'm going to start eating fish. Now, I did sort of make that decision in the past, and then I ate a piece of fish, and it was like ass.
It was like ass.
Well, actually, it was fish ass. I did have
a piece of fish ass.
I thought it said bass. I read it wrong. It was just ass. Yeah, fish ass. So, no, I didn't like it. And then I went to Florida for a little bit and had some shrimp.
Yeah, and you didn't care for that.
I almost vomited that night. That wasn't cool at all.
Well, beach shrimp isn't always the best.
So I said, no, I'm not going to do it. And then I didn't eat anymore. And then when the whole low T thing, and I've been trying to diet and all this kind of stuff, I just thought, you know what? I need some protein. I need another source of protein. I'm going to have like omega-3 fish.
Yeah,
these are like
salmon,
fatty fish.
Salmon,
salmon,
snapper,
mackerel, tuna, and stuff. So I made that decision.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, and so I was like, I'm going to have tuna. And she said, all right, in that case, tonight we're having tuna steaks. And I was like, okay. So we went, and we went to the market with fresh tuna steaks from the DeKalb Farmers Market. And holy crap, that was great.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Yes.
And really liked it. So now I'm a tuna dude.
Yeah.
Salmon, she made some salmon, which was good.
Uh-huh.
I did enjoy that. Tuna is still the thing. I didn't realize.
Tuna is your jam.
That's the thing.
All right.
Tuna is good.
But see, salmon is fattier, and if you're after the fatty, then you got to go with the fatty stuff.
I will have salmon on occasionally, and I'm going to do it for a year and see what it does to my diet.
Yeah. Have you had any sushi with fish in it?
Not yet, but I will.
Okay.
Because we have sushi a lot. For my anniversary, we went to our favorite little sushi.
Yokohama sushi?
Yeah, place. And I had roasted tuna, something like that.
Okay.
Man, that was good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
You're into the tuna.
Yeah, right now, it's I am.
So my favorite fish on the planet is yellow-eyed rockfish, which is a type of snapper. You can't really get yellow-eyed rockfish everywhere you go. I had to pull mine from 900 feet down in the sea off of the southern coast of Alaska. Mm-hmm. But, it's a thing. But snapper is the closest to, it's a type of snapper. If you can get you some snapper...
Is it fatty? Is it the kind you're supposed to eat? Really?
Yes.
It has omega-3s?
So good. What I like to do is if you're going to grill it, I like to put it in like a tinfoil packet with just some lemon, some butter, salt, pepper. Seal it up, put it on the grill until the fish is done.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We should do that as soon as we can grill out again.
Okay.
Because it's too cold right now.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do
see.
snapper.
Well, I mean, I'm it's not my favorite thing, but I just feel like as I'm getting older, I need that extra source of protein, and I've been told it's a good thing. So I'm going to try it for a while. See if I don't lose weight, if it doesn't affect me at all, I'll go back. I don't care.
If you don't get any benefit from it after a year, then there's no reason to continue.
That's what I think.
But have your numbers and have your blood checked again after a year,
right? And
see if there even if you don't feel an improvement, maybe there actually is an improvement.
Yeah, I think it will. And I'm trying to do some exercising and stuff as well. So we'll see what happens.
You know what I started doing?
Yoga,
intermittent fasting.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing a 16-8. Mm-hmm. And I have also started not drinking during the week.
No.
Yep.
I don't believe you.
It's true. I went from Sunday until yesterday.
Yeah.
Without a drink. Not one. Okay. Not a beer, not a vodka, nothing. It wasn't even in the house. If it was in the house, I probably would have drank it. So, yeah.
I'm not a big drinker.
I am.
You are, but you're not a drunk.
I'm not a drunk, but I drink a lot.
You do, but you drink it. You like wine, and you like some alcohol.
I haven't had a whole lot of wine in a while.
Okay, so look, if you're drinking vodka, because that's kind of your drink, do you mix it, or you can't drink? You don't drink straight vodka.
Not often.
And why would you? Why would you drink? Because the only reason to drink straight vodka is to get drunk. There's no other reason.
I mean, some people like the flavor of vodka.
I thought it had no flavor.
It does, though. Yeah, but that's not what I drink. I drink basically what you would call a Moscow Mule, which is vodka, ginger, and lime.
Okay.
And that's what I drink at home. Right. And I drink it from the time I get off work until the time I go to bed. So when you look at that, I'm drinking about a fifth of vodka a night. Okay.
Jeez.
So that's why I decided...
Your liver numbers are going to be weird.
Oh, they're awful. They've got to be awful. But you know we were talking about the heart palpitations and stuff like that?
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to tell you one thing.
I decided that I think part of mine is because I drink so much. So when I decided to do the intermittent fasting, what I do is I stop eating at 9 p.m., nothing after 9. But I haven't even eaten up until that time, right? I stop eating around 7:30. Mm-hmm. And then I don't eat the next day until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's basically a 16-8. And I'm just going to try it for a month and see if it's helpful for me, like in losing weight and feeling better. I will tell you I've done it for a week now. Mm-hmm. No alcohol, intermittent fasting for 1 week. I felt amazing. Yeah. I woke up and I was like, let's get to work.
Okay, you said, what, 16-8?
Yeah.
Within your 16-8,
yeah,
pick a day, Tuesday, I always did Tuesday, that you just do a full day.
That's what
It's hard to do,
yeah,
but do it, and your body will feel amazing.
See, it already does. So if I could feel even better.
Just 1 day a week. Just take out that 1 day and just do your others fine, but man, you'll feel good. It does. It helps a lot.
I don't intend for this to be like my eating pattern for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. I just think that it's helpful right now to maybe put some new habits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just with the cutting out the alcohol during the week.
Well, alcohol is heavy carbs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pure alcohol.
Yeah. So, and it's not just that the alcohol itself has carbs in it, but it's what the alcohol does to your body that your body ends up doing.
It's pickling you. No, I mean, seriously. I didn't hear this whole interview, but I was listening to it was a podcast maybe, and they were interviewing this medical person. And I didn't hear it, but I just remember her saying, if you knew what alcohol did to the human body, you would never put one drop in your body. And I just remember hearing that. I was like, ugh. So I don't know. Well, maybe we need to Google that information to find out.
Maybe we do. I think since my neighbor died a couple years ago of cirrhosis, and he drank about as much as I do, and he wasn't much older than me. And I just thought, and ever since then, it's just kind of nibbled at my brain. You know, it's like, are you killing yourself? Is that what's happening here?
Because you don't do like, okay, so we drink the beer here on the show once a week, and then occasionally, you know, have a cocktail here and there. But you just every night you're pickling your body. Just putting for no reason, just maybe as a relaxing, or you know, just I
think it started that way and now it's just a habit.
Yeah,
it's just a habit.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
I mean, you can still occasionally have something, but just do, you know, be more discriminative. What's the word?
Try that one more time.
Whatever of what you're putting in your body.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it, and I feel like, you know, it's time. It's just time.
I would have mentioned, because you just mentioned this, and I think I mentioned this on the show last week, is, you know, I got on beta blockers.
Yes.
For my little heart palpitation. Not one time have I gotten, not even one time have I gotten the little
I'm
heart
telling
thing.
you, propranolol
is amazing.
A miracle drug.
I've struggled with, not struggled, but I've had that my entire life, and it's bugged the crap out of me. And I mean, since the time I put one pill in my mouth, it completely went away.
Yep.
And I mean, whether it comes back, I don't know, but we'll see. That's interesting.
When I go see the doctor, I'm gonna ask to get back on that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's because it just, you know, because when I was originally prescribed it was back in 1991 when I was first diagnosed with PVCs, which is premature ventricular contractions, and it's annoying. It's not deadly. Right? But what's happening now is different than the PVCs. What's happening now is more of a weird arrhythmia.
Yeah.
And it's different. So I think it's more important now to be on the propranolol than it was then.
Just I got so tired of feeling that constantly, and it's constantly. You wake up or whatever, it just doesn't go away.
It wakes me up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and just take the pill, it's completely gone.
Yep.
Not even like a little bit of a time. It's just not even there anymore. I'm amazed.
I'm glad because you were so scared about taking drugs.
I'm not scared. I just don't like it. I still don't want to do it. All right. So we have a challenge this week. All right. So here's the deal. We know you don't want to do anything. We know you people out there don't want to do anything. We put challenges before you and you don't want to do them.
You just avoid them like the plague.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Cheri and I, we're going to challenge each other. We're going to do it. And if you want to come along and do it, come along and do it.
Or don't.
Be a part. We would love for you to be a part of the challenge. This is not a listener challenge. This is a us challenge.
This is a Rick and Cheri challenge.
Whoever wants to do it challenge. So here's the challenge. And I really would like other people to do it. This is going to be
fun.
It is. I wish I would like other people to do it because I think it would be really fun. So whoever wants to do it can do it. I think here's what the challenge is. So we have 2 weeks to do this challenge, and then Christmas, the Christmas week show, we will read these challenges, the
That'll
results.
Come out, I think, on the 21st.
Something like that.
Yep.
You write your own Hallmark movie. So what I'm saying is, tell us the plot of what happens. You don't have to write the whole movie. You're not writing the whole movie. Just tell us what happens in the Hallmark movie, and better.
Sum it up.
Tell us who stars in it.
Yeah.
You can cast it with whoever you want.
Anybody.
You can make it weird. You can make it fun. You can make it sexy.
Question.
You can do whatever you want. What?
Do the actors actually have to be alive?
No, you can do whatever you want to do.
Anybody. Anything.
Cast your own Hallmark movie and tell us what happens in the movie.
Put your mom in it if you want.
Well, whatever your Hallmark fantasy is, I just do that. She's squirting milk across the room. Mom, go for it. But I say, so tell us the stars of your movie and what happens in your Hallmark movie, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
It could be romantic. It could be weird, sci-fi. I don't care.
Right.
And send that to us, thisepicdisaster@gmail.com, and we're going to read it Christmas week. That'll be one of the things we do on Christmas
It's
week.
going to be so much
It'll
fun.
be fun.
I
And we're
already
gonna do
have
one.
see, here's the thing is I asked Rick, I was like, can I do as many as I want? And he said, no, just do one.
Just do one.
So I've already got all these ideas and I'm like, okay, I can just go ahead and pack them all into one.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just make one plot, like sum it up, like you would sum up the plot of any movie that you saw from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to say everything. You just say, and then this happens, and then this happens, and just be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
There is going to be so much shit in my movie.
Just make it fun.
You
Make it
have
fun
no
and
idea.
funny. And I think part of the fun of it is to make a weird cast. You could do, I'm sorry. Your cast can be like a romantic couple, parents, kids, whoever. I don't care. Just pad it with the people you want in your movie.
You know who I'm going to have sex in my movie?
Don't tell us until the movie time.
Well, I might change it, but at this point, I'm thinking.
You and who?
No, what's the guy's name? Brimley? What's his first name?
Wilford Brimley.
Wilford Brimley and Meg Ryan.
That's very weird. Wilford Brimley's dead, by the way. He
Yeah,
died
but
this year.
you said they didn't have to.
How is Wilford Brimley going to have sex with Meg Ryan if he's dead? That's my question. Holy crap.
He'll have to fight off John Cougar Mellencamp.
Oh.
Because, they're married
I actually
now.
watched him today in a performance. That's weird. All right. So, and then write it down, send it to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com, and it'll be fun. We're going to do it.
It's going to be a
The
blast.
more the merrier. And it's short. It doesn't have to be a long thing.
Just sum it up. Just
tell
a
us what
summary.
your plot. What happens in it?
Couple few lines.
Yeah, what
paragraph.
happens?
Yeah.
Sure. And we'll be doing it if you don't do it. We're still going to be
We're
doing
still
it.
going to. I might do more than one just because.
Well, whatever you want to do. Okay.
Okay.
Is that it? Anything else you need to talk about? Sorry.
You got the hiccups now?
Or
just the belches?
I don't know what it is.
Okay. Let's talk about this gay beer.
Okay.
You ready to talk about the gay
Let's
beer?
talk about the gay beer.
Okay.
I liked the gay beer's can. It's very interesting.
It's blue and white and it's got a red bandana on it.
If I was a gay man, I don't think I'd be offended. I like it. I like the fact that they're honoring.
Why would you be offended by a beer?
Well,
It's gay beer.
if you had like Chinese man beer.
Oh.
If I was
Wow.
Chinese, I'd be like, why is this Chinese? So if I was gay, I might be like, why are they calling it gay? But I like they're kind of doing it as respect, according
It's very
to them,
respectful.
I guess.
One thing I did not read on the can earlier, or maybe I did, is that a portion of proceeds from this beer supports LGBTQ plus advocacy.
Yeah, that's cool. I
So-
think you did read that, but that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you buy this beer, you're donating to good causes.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, why don't they just have a white guy beer that they donate to white men? But I remember that's Budweiser.
Yeah, that's
I already
that's
have that.
Anheuser-Busch.
That's every white guy beer.
Yeah.
Give me a beer. What do you think? What do you think of this gay beer?
Well, mine's gone.
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, I think one of the things that you'll be impressed by is that you still have some foam
Yeah.
in your beer. Now, again, this is just a golden lager. It's not super, super special, but it's smooth.
Yeah.
There's no bitter there, and it's yummy. I could have 2 or 3 of these.
I agree. I prepared not to like it, and when I first tasted it, I was like, nope, not gonna like it. And then, so it tastes like it's gonna be one of those citrus beers that I hate,
Right.
and it is kind of a citrusy taste.
Well, yeah.
But it doesn't finish with the bitter, and that's what surprised me, because it was like, here it comes, and then it's like, nope, it didn't come.
No
And
one
that's-
likes bitter beer.
That's not a pun. I thought I thought it was going to come, and it didn't.
I hate it when that happens.
Can we
Trust
say
me.
that?
I hate it when that happens.
So that actually worked for me.
Okay.
I mean, I was, because I don't like that bitter taste.
You don't like it when, yeah.
So that's a good thing. But it's one of the kind of, I would say, and again, I don't know what type of beer that is, but what I call grapefruity beer, citrusy kind of taste to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to give it a 4.
Interesting. I'm giving it a 3.
Okay.
So I would have normally this kind of beer, I would have given like a 2.5.
Right.
I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
And because it didn't have that bitter finish, got bumped up to a 3.
Nice.
So I do, in as far as this style of beer is concerned, I like it better than most we've had.
So cool. That's our rating. I do have one more thing I want to talk about, just real quick. It's just a shout out.
Okay.
That's all it is. It's just
shout.
a shout.
Shout your shit out. Come on.
I'm shouting out Verizon.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to shout out Verizon real quick because maybe 4 days ago, my phone, did a software update. It did a software update. And then the next day, the home button, I have an iPhone 8 Plus.
Oh, man.
And the next day, the home button, when you touch it, it stopped doing the dun thing. The
the haptic
thing. Yeah. And I was like, what? And it's like, it feels like it's dead. Like when you touch the thing, it feels like it's dead. So you know what I'm talking about.
Totally.
And it scared me. And I was like, what? But my phone's on. What's happening? And so I went into settings and I turned on vibration and I called it and I tried and all vibration has stopped on my phone. My vibrator died.
Oh no.
So yeah. So I was like, what the fuck? So I go in and I'm fucking.
That's just because we're doing a show, right? You turned it off. The ringer's off.
Oh no, my ringer is almost always off.
Oh, okay. But that doesn't do anything?
No.
Okay.
Didn't change it at all. I trust me. I jacked with all the settings.
Whoa.
Turned it on, turned it off, did this, did that, reset it, blah, blah, blah. I reset the phone. I toggled haptics off and on. Did all the things. Nothing. No vibration. So while I was in a meeting at work, I jumped on Verizon's website and I opened a little chat with them. And after answering all the stupid automated questions, I finally got to an actual person to chat with.
Hi, I'm Verizon.
Yeah. And within 15 minutes, they gave me I have a new phone on the way.
Yeah.
That was on Friday. So within 15 minutes, I have a new phone on the way. It'll be here Monday.
Cool.
Boom.
I wonder if they'll sponsor our show. Verizon, would you sponsor?
Doubtful. But I did want to put a shout out there because people say Verizon sucks, and I'm like, they don't.
Well, I think we talk a lot about bad, not a lot, but we talk about when we have bad experiences with customer service. We should talk about good too.
I agree.
I'm off of Verizon. I've been on Verizon almost 20 years. I like them.
Now I've only
There's
been
some problems sometimes,
Yeah.
but for the most part,
here and there.
Yeah.
I've only been on Verizon for about 11 years, like ever since I moved down here from Alaska. But yeah, it's perfect. I've never had an issue with customer service over there ever.
My wife is on a different. She's not on the same one that I'm on. She's on a different thing. It starts with T. I'm not going to tell you which one it is.
It's a mobile company.
It is a mobile company. It starts with T,
T,
but I'm not going to tell you which one it is. She can't talk on her phone in the house.
I know. I've tried to talk to her from my house.
Doesn't work.
On her phone, and she keeps breaking up and coming out.
I have Verizon. I go all over this country, and rarely can I not have service. So
I don't know that I've ever been anywhere that is with this new phone that I haven't had service.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. So I used to have a company when I was in Knoxville, U.S. Cellular.
That's who I had in Alaska.
I loved them.
Yeah,
and they just kind of disappeared. I think I read that they're still around.
No, I think they got bought out by AT&T.
Oh, well, I was disappointed because they weren't here. Because man, that I loved everything about them: customer service, phones,
so hold
everything.
on. U.S. Cellular, I think, became Cellular One. Right?
I couldn't tell you.
Anyways,
it's
a whole.
They're still in
incestual
existence,
thing.
though.
Yeah.
They're still in existence. I see them in certain places, but they didn't have them here, so I had to give Verizon, and I was fine with Verizon because I'll tell you, I had there was a very short time that I used a totally different company. It starts with Sprint, but I can't tell you exactly what it is. And I tried their phone. I tried to use it, and the calls kept dropping. So I called customer service, and they actually did say to me on the call, "Our phones are not designed to be used indoors."
I remember you telling me that.
At that point,
you're like, "Fuck you."
I did. And I went to Verizon, and I haven't had a problem since. So now, this was a long time ago.
Right.
They may now have phones designed to use indoors. I do not know. I also know that they got bought out from a company, a mobile company that starts with T.
Yep.
So I have no idea.
Yep.
But I'm pretty happy with Verizon, so I'll stay with them.
Me too. Anyways, just a quick shout out. So if you're with Verizon, good for you. If you're not, check them out.
I want to do a quick shout out to myself.
Okay.
For the holidays, I am doing a special art sale.
Ooh.
So I'm putting my art on sale, 50% off.
All of it?
50% off any
everything
piece that you want. So
anything and everything.
Now, the piece of art that I have range from $25 to $5,000.
Yes.
So not everything people can afford. Now, I couldn't afford some of this stuff.
Right.
Here's the thing. When it's a piece that I really like, I price it really expensive.
Because you don't want to give it up.
So I don't want to sell it. And then I think if someone
But
really
you need
wants
to
it,
sell it.
if someone really wants it, they're going to pay for it.
Right.
Most of my stuff is very affordable,
Yes.
even without the sale.
Right.
But for just through December, through the end of December, 50% off any price that's listed on and you can go to my website, rickbaldwinstudio.com, and you can see a bunch of my stuff. It's also a Facebook page I've got and stuff. You can find stuff. If you see a price listed, just cut it in half, and I'll sell it to you.
Are you still doing the pet caricatures?
Pet caricatures are still happening.
Are those
I'll be
going to
doing
be
those.
half off?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
I'll be doing those. They're not listed on my website.
Oh, okay.
But I'll be doing those for forever. I mean,
That's a
even
thing
after
now.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Just those will be a thing. But just for I have a 50% off holiday on my fine art. So if you want to give original art to someone, you can go and just look through stuff. I mean, you can find something like something might be listed for $100. You're gonna just pay $50 plus shipping. You have to pay shipping.
Yeah.
But $50 for a piece of art is not original piece of art. That's cheap.
Rick-
And there's a lot cheaper too.
rickbaldwinstudio.com.
Yep, .com.
Not studios.
Nope, studio.com.
.com.
And just go to fine art and you can see all the art there. And I'm adding more and more and more and more and more. But anyway, I'm just doing that since it is a Christmas thing. It's just for December. I'm kind of listing that now, and I'm spitting all over myself.
Are you going to take any commissions? Like, what if somebody looked at all your art that you have online, and they're like, I want something like that, but I want a little bit of that in it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I always do commissions. If someone wants to order, if someone's like, I want a personal piece and I need something with a lot of purple and a lot of green, and it needs to be this size, I'm always up for commissions. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. You've done a commission for me.
Yeah, you've asked for a couple things.
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to throw that out.
Well, good. Thank you.
Give people a deal. People still Christmas shopping, and if they do it like soon, then I could ship it and it could still get there by Christmas, and you can give it as presents.
Nice.
That's why I'm doing it.
Nice.
Yeah. Not just to sell.
Oh, just for Christmas?
Well, to help people get Christmas gifts. Yeah.
Because that's your job in life. Are you
Sure.
Santa?
Kind of like Santa.
Okay. Okay. But there's a cost involved.
Very similar, except I do suck cow teats. Occasionally, not always. But I draw the line at reindeer.
You also squirt it out into
That's
the room.
right. Yes.
Nice.
Look for us on Facebook. We do have a Facebook page, This Epic Disaster, thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. We're on Instagram. We're on, where else are we? Twitter, maybe?
Other places.
YouTube. We do have stuff on YouTube.
YouTube?
You can listen to the show on YouTube. By the
No.
way. Yes, you can. We prefer you to download it. We prefer you to subscribe.
And rate.
Yeah, subscribe and rate. Rate us, baby. Rate us. Why did I even say that?
I don't know.
But yeah, do that because that helps us out, actually.
A lot. Like a lot.
And we have some announcements for next year. I'm not telling you what it is now. No, I will not. But we have some things. We have some things happening. You know what I think you should do?
Squirt breast milk across the room?
No. Please never do that. Never.
I can't. I'm not capable. I'm not lactating.
All right. That just ruined everything for me.
Sorry.
I'm putting a stop to the show right now.
I have that effect on men.
All right, Squirt. We'll have a good Christmas, and we'll see you next week on Monday when the shows come back out.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.